Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping into the world of King 19 AJI. He's this really prolific, very independent spoken word artist out of Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Yeah, and our mission today really is to cut through some of that digital noise,
Yeah.
and figure out the strategy behind an artist who's, well, genuinely carving his own path.
Exactly. And I think what's fascinating here is it's not just about the artist himself, it's bigger. This is like a whole independent business model we're looking at, and maybe even a redefinition of genre, which gives us some pretty unexpected insights into creativity today.
Okay, so let's unpack that.
Yeah.
He's primarily listed as an ASCAP spoken word artist,
That's
right?
right.
But he also has this alias, SN19, the visual storyteller. And then there's that line, the one about his work being not for children's parties, that really jumps out.
It definitely does. It makes you ask, okay, so what kind of spoken word are we actually talking about here? His lyrics, they're really raw. Explicit sometimes, very unfiltered narratives is not what you might typically picture for the genre. He's going for something, narrative, almost cinematic, definitely emotionally raw. You can hear influences like Slick Rick, Biggie, DMX. But what's maybe most interesting is how he builds his own mythology. He actually cites himself, King 19 Aji and S19, as influences, creating this whole personal artistic world.
Citing himself. That's a statement. So, okay, this independence thing, how does that actually play out? Like the nuts and bolts of how he creates and distributes everything. He runs it all under his own label, the Royal Black Hand RBH LLC.
Right, and that independence, that's the engine. It gives him total creative control, financial control, the whole package.
Which sounds great, but I mean, managing over 100 tracks since just 2020, all by yourself, that sounds like a huge amount of work.
Yeah.
How does one person even manage that operationally?
It's a valid point. It means wearing all the hats, right? Producer, marketer, distributor, probably accountant too. His success suggests he must be incredibly efficient, maybe ruthless about it. It shows this real blend of artistry and sharp entrepreneurship. And if you look bigger picture, that independence fuels the output. Over 100 tracks released since 2020, like you said. And he jumps between genres like crazy. You've got techno fire 1 minute and then straight spoken word albums sometimes in the same year. It's fluid.
Wow. Okay. So it's not just spoken word then, it's a real mix.
Exactly. And that's part of the strategy. It feels like what you might call algorithmic saturation, just constantly feeding new, diverse content onto the platforms. Think about it releasing a greatest hits compilation with 35 songs after only 4 years. That's
Yeah.
a pure high volume strategy.
A greatest hits after just 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, that tells you something about the pace.
And it seems to be working, validation-wise. His label, RBH LLC, is apparently ranked in the top 50% of labels. For a one-person operation, it's significant.
Okay, so he's got the output, the independence, the distribution across all platforms. But there's still this challenge, right? The noise. Lots of other artists, maybe even businesses with similar names cluttering up search results. That's got to be tough.
Oh, absolutely. It's a huge issue for almost any independent creator today. Think about it. Something like 100,000 songs get uploaded every single day.
Oh, 100,000 a day.
Yeah. So his situation, it really highlights this modern dilemma. How do you stand out? His broad reach and high volume definitely help visibility, but yeah, that unique voice could still get drowned out. It raises that key question, maybe for you listening too. In this flood of content, what works better, sheer volume or maybe more careful thematic curation to cut through? For King 19 AGI, maybe grouping some of that huge catalog into themed collections could help new listeners find their way and give them an easier entry point, perhaps.
That makes sense. A bit more signposting through the sheer volume. So, wrapping up, King 19 AJI really is this compelling figure of modern independence. You've got the self-mythology, the raw storytelling, and this very deliberate, high-output digital strategy.
He's definitely pushing boundaries, not just musically, but in how an artist can basically be their own brand, their own business. It forces a rethink of what independence really looks like now.
Yeah, it really does. So, for you thinking about this, King 19 AJI's approach suggests maybe the best way to handle the digital noise isn't just hoping to be found. It's about, in a way, becoming the algorithm yourself through sheer strategic output. How does that make you reconsider artistic control and what success looks like today?